Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishnan Nair, and here basically we are discussing about the formula topic. And here it's a 152 number part ongoing. That is the formulas of the software industry and how these formulas are connected with each and every industry. So here basically we are talking about the formulas, balance sheets that are basically you can say the each and every attributes and their balance sheets. For example, um, attributes are there. So for example, actual cost is there. So actual cost is equal to hundreds of balance sheet created. So like this, hundreds of balance sheet is created on the base of one actual cost attribute, and 100 balance sheets are created by hundreds of countries. For example, one country only can able to create one balance sheet of the actual cost. So you can just imagine the deepness level, basically you can say gehrai of the software industry, basically you can say, and the project management plan industry, how the projects are planned, because each and every company basically are producing nowadays human needs. So each and every things need to be tracked. So I will take one example of this, up to what level the software industry has reached, and the deepness level of the Bollywood industry has reached, and the software industry of the Bollywood group, basically the special people, basically you can say, of the Bollywood industry. So we will be talking about today of this group also. They are basically the special group, and they are telling that we have each and every information of the Bollywood people. So here the topic is, that is, for example, there are more than hundreds of actors, right, and more than hundreds of heroines that are basically actresses, and side supporting roles, villains are there. Then here, mothers role people, girl, peoples are there. Side supporting roles are there. So here basically we are talking about the actors and actresses. So for example, they basically they have the good money. So they have the good money. That means the Bollywood rule says that they have to do the routine checkup every, basically you can say, monthly or quarterly. So like this, they do the routine checkup. They checks their blood cells, and the blood cells are checked. And Bollywood group basically keeps each and every track of each and every information of the Bollywood actor actress. For example, one boy actor basically has taken done the routine checkup, and he has taken his from his body basically more than 200 times blood cells has taken just for routine checkup. So very less people, basically mostly this everything everybody might be knowing that the dogs, the cats, the birds, these all basically are created on the base of blood cells of the human. So from human blood cells, the dogs are created. The dogs basically which you see in the streets, which you see in your houses. Cats are created. Then birds are created, like parrot are there. Then many birds are there basically, and the trees are created. These all are basically created on the base of blood cells. So here the basically the one of the project is, this is actually one of the project basically that Bollywood group basically have 100%, because it's a huge industry, and this all things are the basically their personal basically. And this basically it's connecting to very deepness level. Up to what level deep, that basically we are going to discuss. One example I will take. For example, one actor basically has given 200 time blood cells just for routine checkup. So from his blood cells, around 500 dogs are created, 1,000 cats are created, and around 1 lakh trees are created. So this is basically the things which are created from the Bollywood actor on the base of 200 time blood cells has taken. So this basically Bollywood group 100% might be knowing, because these all are they basically should know basically, and they this group basically 100% is knowing me, because it's their blood cells where they are where the blood cells are getting used. So this basically each and everything basically Bollywood groups knows, because they have handled the entire software industry, and they are handling the each and every software companies like Microsoft, uh, Amazon. So if I say that, this dog which is going, that is basically generated from the Microsoft blood cells, then there would be 100% the possibility. This bird, this dog basically which is going, that is basically from Amazon blood cells, created from Amazon blood cells. This tree basically which has created, that is on the base of, created on the base of Salesforce blood cells. So Salesforce is one energy and it has basically the blood cells also. So here basically we are discussing about the Bollywood industry, who is telling that we have each and every information of this world. So assume that one Bollywood person has given. So I'm not taking the name basically. This basically, and the number basically which I have given, that is also rough number. In real basically the number might be totally different. So, and I'm not taking any of the actor and actress name also, but this is the real story, user story basically. Each and everything basically they might be tracking. Why basically they have to track this? That also I will tell you. So now basically the 200 time blood cells has taken of the Bollywood person, and then the 500 dogs are created, 1,000 cats are created, 1 lakh trees are created. So like this, each and every things are created. So the opposite effect of the dogs basically you will be going to see. For example, dogs. The from 500 dogs basically, the 200 dogs are basically in very bad condition. So just see the energy effect of the each and every chains basically you can say, because each and every human, each and every animals are basically is controlled by the energy department, by the universe, nuclear plant basically. So they are taking each and every energy of each and every person. That's why basically I'm telling you this. So 250 from 500, 250 dogs are in very bad condition. Very bad means very bad condition. And from 1,000 cats, around 700 cats are in very bad condition. And from 1 lakh tree, around 50,000 trees are in very bad condition. So is this bad conditions are going to affect to the Bollywood, that person basically, from the blood cells, the blood which is taken from the Bollywood person? Yes, this is basically 100% going to affect his personal life. For example, um, it's basically you can say his romance life might get affect, his emotional life gets can affect, his blood cells might get affect. So each and every things are going to 100% going to affect of that particular Bollywood person. So that's why basically, if any Bollywood person says that I am not feeling well, then you should diagnose this also basically. This basically mostly the doctors of the Bollywood industry, they might be 100% doing this all this thing, because they are doctors of the Bollywood industry and they are playing the big roles basically. That is basically the Bollywood doctor roles. And they, this Bollywood doctors role basically who was playing, they know basically each and every 500 dogs are of this particular actor, where these 500 dogs are situated, at which location. For example, 500 dogs are created and 500 dogs are placed in around 130 countries. So this doctor basically of the Bollywood industry, he knows that this 130 dog 130 in the 500 dogs are situated in this, are placed in basically this 130 country. So this 130 country information these dogs basically have, because it's a Bollywood industry person basically. If he doing the, if he's not feeling well, then basically he might be going to not to the normal hospital, right? He might be going to the big hospital only, where basically the per day rent basically might be 10 lakh, 20 lakh. So you can just imagine the care level also the doctors might be doing. So the hospital might be doing, the diagnosis system basically might be doing. So Bollywood industry basically, if he's not feeling well, then basically they have to 100% do the this type of, and this basically by default the doctors basically might be doing, because it's not supposed to be discussed here, because it's a normal thing basically for the Bollywood doctors. So here basically we are discussing about why have we have discussed here this, because Bollywood industry, whatever things, whatever ideas, whatever views they are going to discuss, that is directly going to affect to the software industry. Because for example, Bollywood industry has created 20 lakh buildings in 190 countries, um, according to the discussion. and according to their plans, according to their hard works, the 20 lakh buildings are created in the 1 lakh 190 countries. And according to that, basically, they have created, assume 16 to 17 sectors. In 16 to 17 sectors, they have basically one software industry sector that they are telling that they have created. So, like this, basically, if it's a software industry sector, then basically the one doctor is there who is basically connected with Bollywood industries and with the software industry. There are, it might not be one doctor, it might be one doctor group basically. So one doctor equal to, you can say, 1 lakh doctor. That also you can say, because it's not possible to handle from one doctor each and every stuff basically. So he might keep basically supporting doctors also basically to collect the information. Yeah, basically, the 500 dogs are there. Where basically, what is the condition of these 500 dogs? What is the condition of these 1,000 cats? What is the condition of this 1 lakh trees? So basically, each and every energies are has to collected, because according to that energy, the people who are watching the television of the or the movies of that particular actor, that actor's energy, that actor's movies energy, basically by default it's going to affect to the people also. So by default, and the energy, basically when you take the energy, that time basically the password protection system is also created basically. The who are basically the rich people, basically rich people means money holding good people basically. If they are watching the movie, then also their body does not affect the bad energies basically, because that has connected to bad energy. Because 250 dogs are not in good conditions. 50,000 trees are not in good condition. That are basically by default going to affect the Bollywood person also. So here we are basically discussing about what? Here basically we are discussing that Bollywood industry, whatever things do, that are by default going to affect to the each and every sectors basically. That's why basically the Bollywood doctors are there, and Bollywood energies departments are there. That are basically departments equal to nuclear department only, because each and every things which has connected to human bodies, that are by default getting converted into nuclear energy. For example, Microsoft Energy, that is by default converted to Microsoft Blood and Microsoft Nuclear Energy. And nuclear energy are always basically connected with the positive and negative side. If it's negative thinking, then basically it's a very bad effect, and if it's a positive, then basically it's a very good effect. So you can just see, imagine the things of the each and every sector basically, which are connected with each other, each and every sector which are chained, each and every sector. For example, there are Bollywood has created, sorry, the software industry has created, software companies are created on the base of 1,000 movies. And 1,000 movies, how basically it might be created by the theaters, by the serials. Each and every filter might be have happened, and lots of discussion might have happened. So on the base of 1,000 movies, these Bollywood software and the companies are created. And in software company, basically there are around 1 crore software company owners basically. So 1 crore software company owners are created on the base of these movies. That is basically 1,000 movies basically which has created with 1,500, whatever basically we can say. Here basically number are not just a real number. Number can be anything basically. So it's like that. So the user stories of the Bollywood industry, the visualization of the Bollywood industry, the creation of the Bollywood industry, that basically are directly affecting to the software industry. That is basically the 1 crore people, 1 crore software company owners. They are basically by default connected with this Bollywood industry, because they are company owners. They have to run the company. They have to give the business industry, business development of the software company. They have to handle business development team. They have to handle the sales team. They have to handle the development team. They have to handle the management team basically. So they have to handle the vice presidents. They have to handle the CEOs. So like this, the each and every departments are basically connected with each other. So 1 crore, um, 1 crore software company owner multiplication by the employees, that comes to more than 50 to 60 crore, 70 crore, or 50 crore, 60 crore, whatever crore basically it's coming. So in this basically, the CEOs and vice president mostly basically might be 2 to 3 crore people. So like this, the 2 to 3 crores are also basically going to affect by default, due to that 250 bad condition dogs. So here basically what the point is. The point is basically the Bollywood things basically which gets effect that software industry also gets by default. And a few software company owners are very rich people because they are not dependent on the software company, software industry also. They have their own other sectors also. So they are not fully dependent on the software industry. So they basically protect their bodies in the, according to the software, according to the user IDs and password basically. So whatever the body energy takes from the certain areas, there basically is protect password protections are there basically. So their bodies are password protected, you can say, because they have money basically. So if they have the money, then basically they are their safety are also up to that level. So each and everything, each and every people will not get effect, but it's connected with the energies basically. Sometime energy gets effect also, and sometime basically it's connected with the password protection. So here basically what we have discussed. Here we have discussed that the Bollywood industry are up to certain depth level, and they are the if the software industry is basically managing their stuff up to the certain good level basically. You can say people says that the software, just see this software how it's getting managing each and every stuff very easily. So you can just imagine the how this software company is managing each and everything. How this software industry is basically the group basically of the software industry. For example, the Ahmedabad group. For example, the Vadodara group. For example, the Mumbai group. For example, the Bangalore group. For example, the Dubai group. Dubai Software Company Group. For example, the Abu Dhabi Group. For example, the USA basically groups. So how basically each and every software company groups are basically managing their stuff basically. That basically was discussed. Actually, you can say. So if these all stuffs are basically managed very easily, then basically Bollywood industry has created these all stuff. Then by default, basically they are their creation, their visualization, their energies basically are up to up to what level basically you can just imagine, because software sector is basically one of the key basically we can say one of the key sector of the Bollywood industry. There are basically 16 to 17 sectors basically you can say which has created by the Bollywood industry. So like this is the one of the sector, that is the software industry sector, which is created by the Bollywood industry. And like this, there are many sectors created. So you can just imagine the managing department of the Bollywood industry. Basically, you can say how they are managing the stuff. Basically, so you can just imagine the health industry of the Bollywood industry, the health industry of the uh, um, software industry, the health industry of the text box. Text box equal to thousand cities, which has created from the thousand cities. So the thousand cities health, you can just imagine the health of the Amazon industry. Amazon has basically created 100 cities. So 100 cities health, you can just imagine. So like this, basically there are many sectors which has created by the Bollywood industry and directly connected with the Hollywood and Bollywood. And Hollywood means basically outside India, and Bollywood means you can say it's within India. Wherever India basically Indian people are staying, there basically Bollywood by default jumps. So like this, the Bollywood sectors are also connected with the software industry by default, and the managing industry are managing the Bollywood industry. You can just imagine this. So how basically these groups might be managing? That is the basically the question. Which Oxford University has given the training to this group? Harvard University has given the training to this group, or some Delhi University has given the training to this group. So which university basically has given training to this group that they are handling the stuff so easily? To handle the stuff of the software industry, people of IITs and IIMs basically are handling the each and every software companies basically you can say. And how software companies are handled, that basically we have already discussed. That is basically big companies, the employees basically are have created lots of small companies. And the another chain is basically that is the big companies, software companies employees, they have their friends and they have created the software company. So like this, basically each and every stuffs are managed, and this is basically 152 part, and in 153 part, basically we are going to discuss a little bit more about the Bollywood industry, how they are managing software industry, and how the management is basically how management education has basically they have taken from the which colleges, which sectors.